Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gabriel back again here. I'm so sorry I haven't been uploading. I just had a lot of assignments to do for my school. Okay, so there are top 3 skills that you would want to have before applying to your first Epic Analyst job. The first one being system analysis. So you want to have this skill. The second one is workflow knowledge. And the third one is project management. If you have these 3 skills, then you are going to be very dangerous when it comes to being an Epic Analyst. And I'll take you through the reasons why I think these skills are the top ones that you should know before applying to your first Epic Analyst job. Okay, so in terms of system analysis, the reason why you want to have this skill is because Epic is just one big database, right? So we want to understand that updating a certain record will affect other records, even if you don't want it to, right? And the best way to learn this, in my opinion, is to understand what data analysis is. And that's why I always recommend people to take the Coursera Data Analytics course by Google. Yeah, by Google. Understanding the fundamentals of database will help you understand the linkage between records from different databases. So, as to give you an example of what I'm talking about, Epic is just one big database, right? And there are, you can think of it like smaller databases for each module. So this one will be the cadence scheduling module. This one's the radiology module. This one will be the cardiology module. This one is the uptime module, which is surgery module. And all of these have linkage to one another through chronicles. So they all connect through chronicles, but also these records, this subset of databases, also connect with one another. So making an update in this record here in cardiology, so making an update in the cardiology module that shares a record with the uptime module, which is the surgery module, could affect one another, right? So we don't want this. Before we start doing our build, we want to understand what the linkage between these databases are. And that's the reason why you go to Verona, Wisconsin, to learn these things, right? You want to learn what your module does, and you want to learn what the what database, what your database, right? So your module database, how it interacts with other modules, and for you not to be, and for you to avoid breaking anything by updating something or by you updating a record that can affect others and may crash the system. So that's very fundamental in my opinion. I would put this at number one, understanding data analysis, databases, things like that. The other skill is workflow knowledge. Workflow knowledge can only come from experience working at hospitals or even insurance companies. Understanding the workflow will help you build things faster. So why wouldn't a company want to hire someone that has the experience in that module, right, and build things faster than someone that doesn't have that experience? And this is where this comes into play, the experience. You want to be experienced at what you do for speed time. You want to be experienced at what you do because you want to have less questions back and forth with the end user or the project manager on the clinical side. So the more you know, the less basic questions you're going to have to ask. You'll just ask the bigger questions, which lead to the bigger results. And it speeds up the process of building with Epic. So that's the reason why being an expert or even knowledgeable in your space, right? Whether it be scheduling, whether it be nursing, whether it be cardiology tech, having those backgrounds will help you be a better builder in Epic. So don't take this. Please don't oversee this skill. This is very important, and I think it also leads to a faster build time and a greater connection between your business owners and you, right? There's something you guys can talk about, can relate to, and that relationship between you two is very important, right? Working with someone that is already in your space makes it easier for you to ask questions, makes it easier for them to answer, right, without having to maybe explain the long way. They can just explain to you the short way, which you would only know if you've been working in that department for X amount of years. So that's something very important also. And finally, the last one is project management. This is something I actually struggle with since I've never had a role where I had to manage lots of projects. Of course, you will learn this on the job where you will figure out how to manage these big projects, small projects. You can think of tickets as mini projects, right? Or you can think of these requests as projects that you got to do, because a lot of times these tickets, right, or JIRAs they put in is not as simple as editing one record. Sometimes you have to create a map on how you will achieve the results that the business owner wants. And often you would actually have to, set up a meeting with them, ask them what the actual thing they want the system to do, because sometimes they just want something to happen, right? But the question is it possible to happen with Epic? Can you build that with Epic? That's something that they would not understand, but this is where you come in and you would understand, based on your knowledge of your databases knowledge with Epic, and knowledge in workflow too, right? Because like if you know the workflow, you can also step in and tell them there's a better way to build something that can create a better workflow with Epic, right? So only if you know the skills of the first two that I mentioned, you would be able to communicate with the business owner or the end user in terms of building something valuable. So this is the reason why I think project management might be one of the hardest things to learn while you're on the job. If it's your first time ever, being a leader or a project manager. Because most of the time people that get Epic Analyst roles are just regular people like me, right? I just came from scheduling. I came from a radiology background, being a scheduler. And although I knew radiology terms, I wasn't ever in charge of a project per se. Like a big project where it even involves multiple people, right? I might have been in charge of, just building a local database to keep track of records. Keep track of CDs, images in CDs. That's something I've done actually. So if you're really serious about becoming an Epic Analyst, I would focus on that. I would actually recommend you guys to create projects yourself, right? Have something to show to the employer that you are already taking the first steps to becoming someone that will excel at being an Epic Analyst. Like I mentioned, one of the things I did was create a local database to keep tracks of incoming and outgoing CDs that would go to different facilities at my organization that I used to work in, which is it was Kaiser Permanente. It was a radiology department. They didn't have a good tracking system for these CDs that would kind of sometimes get lost. So patients will call like, "Oh, I've never received my CD. It was supposed to be sent out from you guys in this facility to another facility because they live closer to the other facility." They never received their CD, so they get upset, and now we have to burn the CD again with images. And this is very important stuff. It's not like, oh, they just want the CD to look at their images. They need these CDs to then compare their images at either another doctor, radiologist. They want to compare the diagnosis that they've received at the hospital with another one. So it's very important to have the CD because, no, you do not want to get radiated twice. So why would you, let's say you get a CT scan. Why would you want to get a CT scan at one place and then another place and then get radiated twice? I've thought this was an issue at our facility and even our like Mid-Atlantic region, and this is the reason why I've done this. I took it upon myself to find a solution to this problem. And in my opinion, there are lots of things where one at their current role can do to figure things out or to solve issues like this. Even if you're not like a project manager or someone that's not getting paid enough to do these things out of your own good, I guess. And honestly, this is what I would recommend people. And if you're not able to do that, at your local practice or your local hospital, I would also recommend for you to get into health data analysis and create projects based on health data. One site that you can look into is Kaggle. You can do some data analysis there. There are some medical files there, maybe chest x-rays. There are also some so there are some health record files there that are not actually patient records, but they're mock-up records that you can create insights from. And this is part of data analysis. So I strongly believe that being a data analyst will help you become an Epic analyst, because it's all about data nowadays, honestly. And even if it doesn't help you become an Epic analyst, being a health data analyst is probably something maybe it might be a little easier to get into than an Epic analyst. And you can probably transfer over from a data analyst to an Epic analyst. So, and if you want to break into tech, I believe that this is also another sector of healthcare that will continue to grow. And we need more people like you guys to to have the experience of being a nurse, being maybe a manager in a department, or being a financial person in the department of specifically hospitals and medical facilities. We need more people like that, because it will lead to create faster insights. Like I mentioned, having the knowledge, the experience of working somewhere and knowing the terms and knowing who to contact, even, right? It's all worth it. It's those times that you think that are being wasted by going out of your way to do something, or to learn something, to understand something that is not part of the job. I think it's going to be very valuable if you want to continue your career in either tech or analytics, right? In my head, I combine them both. You need analytics for tech to have tech jobs, and you need tech skills to be in analytics. So they go hand in hand. So that's all I had for today, guys. I just wanted to apologize for not uploading for so long. This master program has been killing me, but luckily this was my last course, and I just have to do internships from after next week, and I will continue to upload more videos. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing. I've seen an influx of subscribers. I see you guys. I see your comments. I try to respond to all of them. Now you guys have lots of comments, and I have something in the works for you guys where, which it might help people that are starting out with Epic. Something I'll talk about soon. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you find this stuff valuable, and keep it up, and just continue your journey to become an Epic analyst, Epic trainer, or even a health data analyst. Look into that. Health data analytics is also a growing field, and yeah, thank you guys.